being here with G Squared Tactical. Got another Taurus back here on the channel with you. I'm sure that, like some other people have said, why is it that every time you act like it's some kind of a shock that you're doing a review on another Taurus, you know, like it's an embarrassment or a nuisance to you or something. But I guess you guys would have had to have known me, you know, 3, 4, 5 years ago when I was a complete douchebag with my neighbors, friends, anyone that bragged about getting a Taurus. And I felt like I was perfectly in my right to do that, because every Taurus I had back then, my hand to God, I don't recall getting through a single magazine without a failure on any of those Taurus guns. I would make comments that if my kids bought me a Taurus for Christmas, I wouldn't even use it as an expensive paperweight. And I meant that. They were complete garbage. No way I would depend on them to protect my life. And I don't care what anyone else's experiences were, because Trey had the same experiences with his Taurus, his dad, same experiences with his Taurus. They just were not good, reliable, functioning pistols. Now the revolvers were always a little bit better, but still not up to snuff with other offerings, okay? And so about 2 years ago, we started doing the channel. People said maybe you should give them another look. You know, people want to see reviews on Tauruses. And so we started reviewing quite a bit of Tauruses. I mean, I probably bought every one they offered, from the G2C all the way up to the G3 Toro, the TH9. The only one that we had a little bit of an issue with was the TH9, where a few times it would have light primer strikes, and apparently there was something going on with that one. But other than that, I was nothing short of shocked. Never had a minute's problem out of any of them, not one single failure that I can report. And although I did sell all of the G series models that we had, it's just a hang up in the back of my mind from my past experiences, and I'm sure that you guys can understand that. But I purchased during that time the Public Defender, and you know, that's the poly version of this with the little stubby barrel, and it's, you know, it's steel, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's steel that's covered in polymer. It was very durable. I took it under crawl spaces. Trey and I shot skeet with it with the 410, which was very fun, very challenging. Had a blast doing that. I highly recommend that if you ever get the opportunity. And we just shot it a lot. Never had any cylinder lock up or hang up or misfire or mistiming. It was just a solid firearm. And I wanted although I liked the look of that, I liked how aesthetically that it looked, I just wanted the original. Now, I don't know if the 3-inch version, all steel, I'm sure the original was probably black, or if the original was the 6-inch, because I'm pretty sure they make this in a 6-inch as well. It's about double this length as far as the barrel is concerned. I don't know if that was the original or this was the original, but I wanted more of the original, the all steel look, the all steel frame. And one thing that I do like that Taurus has changed over the last several years, I've noticed this on the tracker model that we had. They had that ribber grip, that ugly, you know, rib, almost like an accordion almost when you run your fingers down it. Now, I will give it to them. That grip absorbed recoil like few other grips I've ever had on a revolver. I will absolutely give them that. They were great grips. But I swapped it out for the longer grip on my Public Defender, and I got these Taurus branded, you know, grips here that has the 3-finger grooves in the front, has these raised nodules on each side where your thumb and trigger finger would rest. I mean, you just have a awesome purchase on the gun with this nice, you know, texturing on the side, branded with Taurus, has this ribbed area on the back. I have shot, it does not absorb, I have not shot this gun, but I've shot guns, Taurus revolvers with these grips on there, and they do not seem to absorb the recoil like the ribber grip that they once had. But aesthetically, it looks so much better, and it feels so much better in your hand, like you have a better grip on the gun. And these are easily replaceable. Just take this little hex screw out the bottom here. We've done a couple of videos on that. It just pulls right off. You just kind of work it back on there and put your screw back in. You can get a longer one, possibly a shorter one. Go back to the ribber if that's what you wanted to do. But I really, really like the grips on the newer offerings of the revolver. This Taurus branded style grip right here. Also, another thing that kind of drew me to it is the cylinder catch, the trigger, and the hammer here all seem to be polished just a little bit more than the rest of the gun, and so it just really gives it a very sexy, unique look. And we have the combat hammer up here with the nice serrations or checkering, I guess you could say, on the top of the hammer. You really feel like you got a nice purchase on that. Your thumb's not going to slip off even under a sweaty situation. Nice also texturing on the mag release here that you just simply push forward to release the magazine. It's not tight. It doesn't feel like it's getting stuck or anything. It locks up very nicely. You got very little movement in that when it locks up. I mean, of course, it doesn't lock up as tight as, say, my $1,500 BFR, but for a $500 revolver that'll shoot a 3-inch 410, you know, it locks up pretty nicely. I don't feel like there's going to be any type of timing issues or anything. Of course, we have not shot this yet, but we intend to get to the range very, very soon. But just toying around with it, knowing what I know about them, I don't expect to have any issues with it whatsoever. It does have just the traditional fixed U-notch sight at the back here, and the fiber optic front sight. One thing that I have noticed about the Tauruses on the revolvers like the 856 that we did that was so wildly popular, having the single orange front night sight on the revolver, I've noticed that they've kind of paid attention to, you know, that shortcoming of a lot of revolvers that just have the raised, you know, portion in the front that's sometimes serrated to cut out the glare, but it's made into the barrel in most cases. And I really like how they have drifted these sights into these revolvers, these very fiber optic, and like I said, the night sight on the 856. It makes it very nice and easy to pick up in really any kind of lighting. And I just think that's a nice little touch from Taurus. I've noticed that they've started to focus on the front sights of their revolvers a little bit more than others. On this particular one, I'm not sure if it's because of the fact that it will shoot the 3-inch shell, but it does have an extended extractor rod here. This is a 5-shot. Again, it will shoot the 45 long coat and up to a 3-inch 410 shell. And that is, again, 5-shot fiber optic front sight. Double action, single action. I put my Lyman gauge on the double action pull here, and I was somewhere between 10 and 11 pounds, which is not awesome, but it's not bad either. And it's a very smooth, very, very smooth trigger pull. There's no grit. You don't have these cases where you have in a lot of revolvers, like the Bodyguard that I had, where it feels like it's going to break, then it moves a little more, feels like it's going to break again, moves a little more, and then it finally breaks. It's a very crisp, smooth, it's a good trigger. It's a good trigger for a revolver. The single action is very, very light, of course. On my gauge, I was getting somewhere around 3.12 pounds on the average 3 pulls on that. It's, not writing home about the trigger, but it is a nice trigger. I mean, we're talking about a pistol here with, I think the MSRP is somewhere around $579, I believe. I picked this up for $499 plus tax. Might have even got a cash discount or something and got it for $500 out the door. Maybe even less than that. I'm saying that I feel like it's well worth the price tag. It's well worth what I paid for it. The overall length on this gun from the rear of the grip to the front of the barrel here is 9.5 inches. The overall weight is 37 ounces, which is not bad. I mean, it feels very well balanced and lightweight in the hand. The overall width of 1.5, very slim. Overall height of 5.1, and the rate of twist in the barrel it's a very nicely grooved barrel. I mean, it's like I said, it's a 1 in 12 rate of twist, and I'm just curious. I can't wait to find out how accurate this thing's going to be with this 3-inch barrel here, especially with our I believe this is the Federal PDX-1. I believe that's what they call this round. Very nasty round. We've shot these a lot through the public defender, and I'm just real curious to see with the rifling in that barrel. I mean, it's some nice rifling in there. And a lot of times you see on some of the smaller revolvers, they don't have rifling in the barrels at all, but it's some very nice rifling in there. You have your standard transfer bar safety, which I believe is pretty standard across all revolver platforms now, where the transfer bar will slide up in front of the firing pin there in case you accidentally hit the hammer or something without pulling the trigger, or if the hammer was to fall, it would not hit the firing pin. You also have this hammer lock. You got your little tool, put your little key down in there and turn it, which locks the hammer, which makes the gun inoperable. So if you have children or something around, I don't know of anyone that uses that. My purpose behind buying the polymer or the Public Defender Judge in the first place was my wife and I had purchased this, or has purchased this Polaris slingshot, and it garners a lot of attention on the road, as I'm sure you could imagine. And people like to walk up on us, and we can't really see them coming up on us. And sometimes they're not the best looking of people, if you know what I mean. And so, you know, I found the need at that time for something. I said, well, if somebody were to walk up on me in this case, or really in any vehicle, a lot of times they're probably going to sneak up on you. But unlike in my vehicle where I have my rear view, my side views, I have cameras on the car, I mean, it's less likely that someone would sneak up on my vehicle without me seeing them. And even if they did, they'd have to open my door, or I would have to roll my window down. Well, that's not the case in this thing. I'm completely exposed, no rear views, very little in the way of side views. So I can't really hardly see. People sneak up on me all the time. So the chance of me getting something out and getting on target with, say, a 9mm or 45 and actually having to aim to hit what I'm shooting at, I thought, well, man, what better to have than, you know, a 410 round that you can just pretty much point and shoot. There would really be no need in a lot of cases for great marksmanship, I guess you could say, the ultimate point and shoot, the ultimate get off of me gun, I guess you could say. And that's why I had the Public Defender, and I just thought that it was just brilliant for that application. And I even found myself carrying it around during the day when I wouldn't need a light or anything, just in the truck, just in my vehicle, in my work truck. And it served that purpose well. And I think this will do the same. Now, I've heard other reviewers, this is the stainless version, of course. Every part of this is all stainless steel, cylinder, the frame, everything is all stainless steel with a matte finish on it. And I heard one of the other tubers say that the finish was phenomenal, that how did he say it, that it was very nicely done, durable finish. Now, I don't know that I'm going to necessarily agree with that. I have a picture that Trey's going to put up that shows where I put this down inside of a cup holder in my wife's Jeep, and I just stuck it in the cup holder as we were going down the road. And of course it would move around a little bit, and just moving around on that cup holder, and it being plastic, a plastic cup holder, it completely wore the finish off of the cylinder. And so I wouldn't necessarily call it a durable finish. Now, it does look good, but it's going to mar up pretty easily. But again, they're usually marketed as a budget-friendly offering, especially considering the Smith & Wesson Governor is somewhere around $800 or $900. So I'll take it. You know, I've never had any problems out of these guns, and so I just genuinely cannot wait. Sorry we haven't been able to get to the range. we do HVAC work, as I'm sure if you've watched our channel, you already know that. You know, I own an HVAC business, and it has been 100 degrees. The heat has been off the charts every time, and it's not, we don't have a range in the backyard, so going to the range is a whole thing, packing up our bags, ammunition, making sure we have everything, cleaning supplies, tables, pack it all up in the car, drive 30 minutes down the road, set up tables, targets. It takes up the entirety of our day. We don't want to do all that to go out there and shoot one gun. And also, I've been having some really tough time finding 410 ammunition, or even for that matter, 45 long Colts. So I'm trying to accumulate a little bit more ammunition for this thing so we could shoot it a decent amount when we go out there. I really want to get it hot, really put it through the ringer, I guess you could say. But I promise that we're working on that. We're trying our best to get out there. I was hoping to do it next week, but then I saw the weather. We're here in North Carolina. It's supposed to be like 97, 98 every day next week. So, you know, not holding my breath on getting out there to the range. But I promise we will be. And just from my past experience with this particular platform, maybe not the 3-inch all steel version, but this platform in the public defender, I certainly can recommend this, and it certainly does have its place. Certainly, I don't backpack. I don't, do any roughing it type of camping. We glamp, so I don't. But I definitely could see where this would be very useful as a, snake slayer. Definitely small game, backpacking. Definitely would get you through what you need to get through out in the wilds of the forest, I guess you could say. And definitely for me, works great as a get off of me truck gun. No, I'm not cramming this down in my pocket. No, I'm not holstering this on my side or anything. But for the application I intended it for, which was close quarters where someone would get up on me quickly without me seeing them, I just feel like this is the ultimate get off of me gun from a single or a double action. If I picked it up, dropped the hammer, or if I didn't even have time to do that, but just shoot like that, I just felt like it was just perfect for that application. And I believe it would be for you, and I believe you probably would agree with that. But this is the Taurus Judge Magnum, shoot the 3-inch shells. And as one of the other YouTubers said, to all of my friends that would give me a hard time about reviewing another Taurus, I would just say, don't judge me. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Sure, I left something out. No doubt I did. Talk to us about it. Talk to us about your experience. We always give everyone a response, good, bad, or indifferent. We love interacting with you. We can't do it without you. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Without that, we can't continue to keep doing it. Hit the thumbs up. Be safe out there, and God bless you guys.